At a meeting in Leningrad in 1974, I met Yuri Turchinsky from the Academy of Sciences in Moscow. Turchinsky and I jointly chaired a session at the meeting, and we seemed to get along well. He was gentle, shy, soft-spoken, and Jewish. Shortly after the meeting, he invited me to visit him in Moscow, and the following spring, a few weeks after my third child was born, I made a 2-week visit. I gave a number of lectures and visited scientific research centers. But the real highlight of the trip was my tour of Moscow, visits to monasteries, museums, galleries, and churches. Torchinsky was my host for the 2 weeks. He invited me for dinner at his home, a large apartment which had been in his family for a long time. We had a lovely evening, thanks to Mrs. Torchinsky's cooking, and we talked in the quiet, intimate way of friends. I particularly enjoyed talking to their teenage son, Michael. I gave a small concert on their piano. Most of that program is now forgotten, except for Chopin's Waltz in C-sharp minor. Of all the times that I have played this piece, I remember best when I played it in Moscow. I lost track of Torchinsky for a number of years after that, but I encountered him again at a meeting in Prague in 1987. We renewed our acquaintance, and I invited him to visit me if he ever came to the United States. Little did I know that within a few years he would be on my doorstep. He finally made it to the U.S. a few years later when I was in Lincoln, Nebraska. He spent a few days with us and gave a seminar at the university. He quietly told me that he was planning to leave the Soviet Union and was hoping to come to the United States, or perhaps to Israel if the U.S. couldn't be arranged. Torchinsky made a second visit a year later. By this time, it was clear that he was quietly making arrangements for their departure. A few months later, word came that he and his family were in Israel. He was able to obtain a research position at an Israeli university, where he continued doing research for a number of years until he retired. His son Michael, a teenager when I had last seen him, is now a successful physician in Mississippi. He recently reported that his father had just celebrated his 80th birthday and was hoping to move to the United States.